That would have been a 500 gold kill for Harold if he could have got it, but unfortunately they could not slay the Hunch Dog there. He's too strong.
Okay, so we got a 2k lead already. 8 minute.
Yeah. See facet. Basically, as he gets more and more kills with his status, because obviously you get one stack every time you kill a creep, and you get, is it 6 from a hero? And currently getting bans. We got Johnny Sins, the +3 for Slaughter Gang. Second best axe player in the entire server. Got to give him credit.
Nice,
Frankie,
I love axe.
honestly, Frankie just plays whatever. The Spirit Breaker has just been the MVP of both these games, I think.
Prey caught out of position once again, charged and deleted by that Spirit Breaker. Referee, you're jumping in against 3 heroes here. The rest of the team isn't with him.
So impressive comeback. He did backlanding, which I didn't think is possible against a Shadow Demon, simply just because of disruption makes it impossible to drag creeps. And then he just thought, did you just see the level 2 little shredder?
Oh, I did not, but looks like Reverie needs to run out there, run out of there as fast as he can. I saw little IO positioning himself. What I did see though was Tiny all behind, but he's been, how many deaths has he had so far? Is it 4? 4 deaths? Yeah.
Yeah,
so
4 deaths. I think they're all to acts. I don't think he's done a team fight once. Okay.
Really? Yeah. But I'm gonna leave it there for tonight. Thank you everyone who hung out in the stream tonight. You are all absolute cuties. I really appreciate you, and I can't stream unless you guys are here watching me.
All facets to call out here. Axe has the one-man army. The bear down, which means debuffs last 20% longer on the Ursa, insanely good.
RFA to
3 Mars, they're just going to play around the arena, I think. They'll play slow.
Seems simpler to execute, right? Like, it's a Mars ult, it's a Troll ult, it's an Invoker, winning his lane and rotating. Like, this seems like the...
Couldn't even tell you what he's going to play tonight. We could just see stock standard stuff like Hoodwink, like Willow. Just depends on what he's feeling, Tiny even. Reverie,
Did you, really puts... I was in China, put some value on this this particular hero. How do you think it lines up with what we can see so far on the enemy team?
I quite like the troll pick. It's a good...
Okay.
I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Tell me why.
Okay, so this wind range
What's wrong with me? Why can't I feel?
Played a lot a month ago, and then it fell off a cliff.
He's about to take a whole lot of damage. There he goes.
Went
down.
Stands.
One hit.
Yeah, I think he overstayed his welcome there, definitely. And he didn't even deny the bounty room.
They feed the Benji to the bear too.
Sorry, what?
They feed... Troll is a pretty spooky hero this patch. It sort of feels like when it works, but when it doesn't, it doesn't. I know you can say that about every hero, but when it's a good Troll game, this hero just feels unstoppable. And I know the Oz 3, right?
Yes, with Soul Strike, he's done the wand opening and all branches to maximize his damage as quickly as possible. I will comment you can just see how much like this Tiny does, right? This guy got absolutely jibbed in lane, and he does one toss combo, and that's 2/3 of an Invoker's health pool, and that's an 1800 health Invoker.
Let's see how we go. Is he lagging, or has he just got alcohol in his system?
Rev's had a beer. So Reverie has been hitting the beers in the mid game, like between matches and during the break. Where it follows you around, because
I can answer that one. For once, I can answer that one, because in the pro scene, they're deciding they just value the invisibility more. And once you've got the blood, you need to pick an MVP for me.
Ooh, okay, it's tough. There's a lot of good competitors, but I got to give it to Gubala. So if you look at like the laning stage, yes, he's top 3. That's it. If they lost to it, they'd ban it. You're right, 100%.
100%. They might think, you know what, we can deal with it. It didn't cause us any troubles last time. All the IO was a ball to be thrown around by the Tiny. Don't be wrong, the IO had a huge impact. Now he gets tossed up in front of the tower, and there's a whole lot of damage coming out, but he's fast enough to click
He
onto the
dropped the
princess off the
aggro.
tower aggro. Big
Slow.
screen comes out and the potion saves him. Well played.
Wowee.
Big old juicy in their way back into it.
There's still 20k in the hole, but it's possible, you know? They scout out the vision using the Zeus, so like...
Oh, charge through
honestly,
onto Johnny. Cual having a
we have
better
match
game
on
this
our
time.
hands. So even though Hancho George is 3-1, his team is suffering into the mid game.
Okay, we see a smoke now. The micro. And again, Hunter doesn't respect it, gets caught out, and this time he brings a Necro for the Necro stacks. How many stacks does he have now? Let's have a look. Three sides.
He is currently on 3 with...
See what they could cook up. Look at this cutie Rubik with his little feather shoulder. This is his own little green Scardy. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's get this ball on the road.
Don't think we're going to see a Spirit Breaker game 2. I don't think we're going to see an IO game 2. They're going to maybe try and limit them with their mobility around the map. So I reckon these, like...
Something that I can't see, but they seem confident with the way that they locked their heroes. They took the Tiny, and they immediately snapped up Snap and IO. So this is an opener for them. They vote to see a high skill Shadow Demon. Somebody who can play it much better than me. I'm keen to see that in action. That's super exciting.
I can almost guarantee that's going to be an RFA Shadow Demon.
Oh, the Rubik from last game. Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be an insane... I don't think there's going to be much.
Okay.
Not going to be much going on in bottom lane.
RFA is putting some pain on these two very thick heroes, though. It's on his Rubik, one of the boys of Dog. It's interesting to see that they do put a lot of value on these comfort heroes, because we're seeing that reflect in the pro scene, right? You've got players, really dominant players like Amar. And now his dunk is on cooldown, and Reverie is sort of a little bit hungry. Johnny's coming with a swap, and can they find someone? The Glimmer Cape comes out of the axe, so they don't quite spot him. Wave of Terror.
Invoker was, like... They saw every mid lane that they could put on the Radiant team into it, and they decided Invoker will just win all these matchups, which is kind of rough for a Tiny, unfortunately.
Rube doesn't get the chance to snatch that one back. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there, being a little bit too far forward. They're not respecting the relocate.
The arena was beautiful, but they tornadoed. Well, I reckon they might take out they might take out Void Spirit. Oh no, Faceless Void.
Faceless Void.
I was completely wrong with that. I was thinking maybe they want to...
They're looking...
Winching, possibly. And he is now called a little rat. This could be good. This could be good. Reverie is also a bit tipsy, potentially. He could be a lightweight.
Does it again within like 20-30 seconds. He's just comes in with another phenomenal 3-man call, gets the triple dunk. Oh, it must have felt they're going to get stunned in your sandstorm, you know? Is it going to outrank? Hang on, hold on, they've got Johnny again, and he's been Spirit Breaker ult back onto the high ground. He gets the swap to try and get away. Hunter's here with the Shiva.
Just because he can last pick it and kill you at level 6.
Yeah.
Because it's a 100-0 combo. He will do it to you. Kind of like the RFA Rubik. It sounds terrible, but he'll play it in any position, and he'll just black hole you and be more patient with these disruptions. He's just getting slightly the wrong hero.
I think also, as a Shadow Demon player, I can tell you that all too often you want to use that disruption offense. I also noticed immediately that they've decided to ban out the Storm. Obviously, Storm IO is a combo as well, so they didn't elect to get rid of that. Yeah.
So what's not going to get Huskoed here.
So, are you rejects looking for a pod? And of course, Axe Dagon, right? Axe Dagon deals with those major illusions. Yeah, Dagon one-shots all illusions, no matter what. And... forward. Getting a bottom's fine too, but it doesn't have like the same momentum that they want. That was 900 gold to that Tiny as well. That's a lot of gold. Going the way of a hungry little support. Although at this stage of the game, Gabala is trying to get away from Reverie. Reverie putting the damage down, but not quite enough. Axe is able to walk away here, and it looks like it turns into a tier 3 bit of nothing. The Tiny toss back.
Which means as he levels up Little Shredder, he will be taking all the Little Shredder talents, and he'll be buying like a Maelstrom or a Gleipnir of some description, getting all these procs out. Tiny did take the crash landing, so he'll be pumping the toss in these early.
Charge comes out, and they found Raccoon again. Raccoon playing forward. The reload is coming in, and in comes our big. Oh my god! If that toss damage is just Snapfire's here. Does the Snapfire have ult? He does. Ooh, big whirlwind, but that EMP is going to do a whole lot to these Universal heroes. They're just completely out of mana. Dive from the Spirit Breaker. Can they kill that Snapfire the moment you get back?
I suppose. The Lifestealer ban catches me off guard because, okay, that's 2 Reverie heroes from Radiant. The Naga and the Troll are 100% Reverie heroes that they don't want him to play.
With him, swap in onto Gabala. They decide to try and deal with the Axe first. Johnny trying to keep Ursa busy, but Gabala has decided he's just going to play forward as Gachi is running to that Shadow Demon, and the Shadow Demon is dead without buyback. Johnny doing what he can to fight the...
No. Oh, well, we're in.
Look at that, and we have a draft straight away. And we got look at that beautiful, stunning of a captain of this division. You've got these 7 teams, all pretty spooky. How are you preparing? Are you watching Riyadh at the moment? Because obviously, if you're interested in Dota at all, you're
facets during a game, and then having to track which one they actually took. It just gets so messy so quickly. And here we do. We have the Gubala Snapfire, and the instant...
Now, obviously this seems like a respect ban, and we're seeing things like the Broodmother being banned because they're actually just super strong in the meta right now. Do you think Axe is...
would have had a much closer mid-game, but just... having a Necro that's top net worth the entire game and still being down 2k just based off lanes is really rough.
Wouldn't have that confidence,
so, yeah,
right?
Mid Tiny, 1 Necro, 3 Snapfire. I think I actually don't know. All these players play all these positions, and I'm actually really confused about what they're trying to do here. So
Okay.
Young Harold has Blink now. That is how impactful that engagement was for him. This is the Tiny who had phase boots at like 12 minutes, now has Blink before 15. I told you, he's a comeback king.
Wait, all over this map, Morphling goes down to the Axe!
What the... All of
wow,
and they're going on to the Tiny!
Tiny?
Bottom, they're just
out of
There's another core. So they have 4 cores on Radiant they have to go through. And no way to go through any of them.
Mookow charging once again. What have they spotted? Not just his damage, so allies as well. So I mean that Shadow, that Spirit Breaker dies a lot earlier if he does have Promial Gate there. But again, he has it built into his...
Is that on the auto attack? Or
it is on the auto attack. Yeah, it is on the auto
attack.
Every time he attacks, there's 8-second cooldown, and it stacks and it stacks and it stacks. It's 2% each time he hits, and it can stack up. That's these Ursa players, right? They get the confidence behind them. They go a little bit too deep, baited by a position 4 usually, and that's it.
Yeah, so the...
Gonna walk away here.
1200 HP. I don't think he's dying there.
Jesus, Ursa.
He's getting a lot of farm here. I gotta give him credit
stack.
on the Axe.
You're expecting to see that same competition, that same fire tonight as well, huh?
I think so, yeah. These 2 teams on paper should be relatively close. Okay. Oh no, sorry, Gachi's on the... Wait, what? Gachi's on the Necro? What position are they playing?
Raccoon picks up the Windy. Okay, look at this mess.
It wasn't that fight, but it was actually the fight before where, yet again, Reverie was randomly... Like, they were trying to randomly go on Reverie as they were going on mid, and there was 2 fights happening for, like, the 30th time this match, where people are just, like...
Strong in the meta, or is this just a specialist shutdown? Is this just someone saying, no, we're not going to give you... what you're comfortable on. We're going to make you play something that's out of your comfort zone.
I think it could...
God, they have so much HP. Is Spirit Breaker still the highest HP level 1 hero in the game? I think he is. It shocks me how much HP this guy has early on. It's just nuts. It's just bonkers.
Right, it breaks the way you want to play Dota. It just doesn't work anymore.
Here he goes.
Smoke Tiny is getting a lot of like push
Oh,
bottom, but the cow
Hancho,
just like
you need to be
zoomed
careful
in and
because your
just
teleport just got interrupted, and you did
damage.
just doing 6,000 damage at 5 minutes, as
Pretty
Tinies
much,
do
yeah.
in 2024. Hey, this ricochet has caught me off guard as a support far too many times.
They can just go Roche on Radiant if they want. There's so many options to extend their lead even further. Gachi
Hey,
buys full
can we
travels.
can we talk about the fact that we've got the Manta?
They do. Sorry, in a past life he was called Noseholder, and he really holds that name when it comes to playing Naga. Like the
Ame, Yatoro. Sometimes you
Yeah.
sometimes you're just caught out, and that's the end of that. Also, no respect for the Morphling. He doesn't have the sweet shark skin.
how long until it starts? Yeah,
5 minutes.
I don't
We
think
got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. These guys aren't gonna. Oh, I just loaded into the draft. The draft has already begun.
Did they?
So it seems
Oh.
AU rejects they have like 1 or 2 signature spells that are just, I guess, a level above the rest in the patch, like Tiny Toss with Toss Facet and all these other like little things, and that's where Rubik.
So absolute loser. Anyway, moving forward, let's get straight into this game. We've got Gachi on Ursa, Young Harold on Zeus, Gabala on Axe, Wing Xing on Undying, Raccoon on the Spirit Breaker.
He's got his Yashikaya, 2 parts of it Aghanims. He's just keen.
Looks like they don't really call this bluff, right? Like, the Sand King ult is up there. He's got an Eternal Shroud. He can live against that Zeus. But they've just been...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this high ground looks a little bit easier for Team Radiant. They are thinking about it.
Just like...
Oh my god, that is a phenomenal...
They're both incredibly unique and they both have a good flavor to them. Like, obviously, attack or defense, right?
Yeah.
There's no ambiguity to it. They're both insanely good when you want them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Gooby's just getting unpunished playing in their jungle, and he's queued up a Dagon of all things. This is going to be great to see. It's going to be clowny as shit.
I'll say this. Reverie's been dunked what, Green? Wendy tried to help there, but...
They're putting a lot of stock into this Invoker, and as it was their last pick of the draft. So it just shows like how much they value Hancho having a...
No, he's
they
gonna
know
pull it
he's
out.
in the area.
Okay,
he gets out.
Smart man.
If they knew exactly where he was, they would Zeus holding him. He's just dead. Sorry, yeah. So with the
Stone, it's just like playing old Sand King. Your Sandstorm just becomes so big, so it is being picked a little bit more, at least in the pro scene at the moment. But that's my here. Team AU Rejects looking for the finish.
They're not confident to go for the throne, it seems. Almost a butterfly on the verge, but I don't even think it's gonna.
They know Axe is bottom. Do they try something?
They do have vision on Dire. Okay, goes for
looks like Sunstrike, and all of a sudden the troll goes down, and the snap lives. Hey, Radiant are making this funky draft work, huh?
Yeah, that's another 1,000 goals. Like, Faye with the Rubik is the most synonymous combo. The man has like 30,000 matches and like 3,000 on Rubik. So I definitely see that.
King. This might be the first time we actually catch it live leak, live on camera. This Axe bullying. Oh, maybe not bullying the Morphling as the Tiny arrives to try and save him here. It looks like Tiny's decided to throw himself away. This
fast.
Oh, Reload comes in. Invoker in a bit of trouble, and out comes that Necro ult.
Punchstock is down. He got him again. He's getting caught out. Oh, no. I do look like an idiot, but it's really hard to predict because they're doing some silly stuff as well.
Yeah, I can't predict it either. So don't you worry.
Yeah, Evoker mid, pos one troll, and cleans him
From
up. But he's in
Reverie.
danger now.
But Reverie has not switched to
in.
strength. She's taking so much damage, and that is a big spooky bear. The stun comes out, and
God.
they are gonna let him live for now. Swap?
It's a clown
No.
fest.
Swap's
No
on
swap,
cooldown.
5-second cooldown.
Ooh, that Mars might be in trouble if he stays just a little bit longer. Scattershot comes out from the Rubik to get the slow off, and they have to choose a target now. If you chase two rabbits, you won't catch either. That Rubik is leaving! He needs to be careful here. He gets the stun out in return, but it looks like there is some dust on top of that big space cow. And in just a moment, we'll see a dunk on top of Huncho. RFA can't save him from that one.
The Dagon card. 2k advantage, and whenever Radiant are winning, they're only getting 1 or 2k, and they're not getting any objectives out of it. They're not getting much map.
There's also a 7k XP swing.
The Dire Vision. 2 wards. One of them old, one of them placed just as the fight breaks out. And it's just turning into a bit of a vision difference here. Necro got a lot of damage out that fight, but it's just nothing in comparison to... Let's have Radiance.
Hold on, I just bought a Radiance. Maybe for the mischance, but I don't think it's going to matter when that bear is just on top of you, bullying you. Johnny doing his best to keep his Sand King alive. Buyback from Spirit Breaker. They want to end this game. Not respecting this Io. That's what I'm seeing, right? This is the power of Io. This is why it's one of my favorite heroes. People think that this hero is boring. I get told all the time, Io's boring to play. I don't
need to pick a flexible carry that doesn't have many matchup like losses. So in that position, you could pick like an Ursa, you could pick a Juggernaut, you could pick a
What's wrong with me? Why can't I feel?
No bash.
Hang on. I thought this game was looking like it was going to wrap up very shortly, but Slaughtergang appears out when Shing's running, but the vessel is on top of him. Cold snap, but Mars is coming, and guys, you need to be careful because a big Mars ult can appear at any second. There it is. Good God. Lord.
These Greaves on Winching are doing God's work for him. And that's insane. So they did change the Roshan's banner. It's not going to leave the lasting buff on them anymore. So these creeps are just going to be standard creep. That's it. My God, that does so much damage as well.
So was he just...
He only did 700... He was half health, I think. And he got cleaned.
Nice. God, Tiny does so much damage.
You never know what's going to happen. He could just randomly get caught out 2 or 3 times here and destabilize the entire game.
Well, that's just Morphling players, right? Sometimes you feed. Even the best players in the world.
These are big kills. They're feeding like massive streaks. They really need to get serious on the Australian rejects and finish this match.
Oh, Gachi.
Oh, he's on
jumping
Morphling?
On top of Morphling. Morphling's just going to waveform away.
I think that's actually the reason why Reverie's died a couple times.
Is charging onto that Shadow Demon, and he is just absolutely eliminated. That Zeus ult is doing some real damage.
Blood in the water.
On the edge. They're looking at this. They're looking at this axe, but they whiff the avalanche, and now the Moo Cow is on top of Tiny. The whole team is here though, but they are grouping up, and there is a Battle Fury.
Brimstone doesn't care if he dies. He has a ceaseless dirge. Oh, random Ursa kill. Gachi's down.
What happened there? Was he just lurking on low HP? Did Prey take him? Was it Prey?
Yeah, he got slain by the Tiny toss.
Facing him. Charge comes out though onto the Shadow Demon. They're looking for something here, but they're trying to pick the right target. Huncho decides he wants to deal with that Moo Cow. The Moo Cow's doing too much.
A little bit. Tiny instant from Slaughtergang.
Yep.
Okay. So I expected the Breaker to get banned, but I guess taking it instead of leaving it on the table is kind of like the same thing.
Yesterday or the day before, that ability to give his POS 5, and potentially a core if they're having a bad game, but to give his POS 5 that XP boost, you know, even if she has so much damage and so much harass for the first few minutes of the game, and we're seeing that applied here onto that troll. He's feeling it.
Especially just putting 1 point in win run and then just trading 3 seconds.
That no matter what, I'm in this game. We see the Shadow Fiend be banned out and the Phoenix. A lot of bans. Those two, Yeah, they've been copying a lot of bans there. And then they are doing it. They're managing to hold on to this game.
The lead is slightly worsening, but I got a comment. I did say I think it's a little... Did you see it?
I did not see it as well. I was looking a bit at that Tiny, and the Morphling is feeding
for the second time.
feeding kills to Gabala.
Really high on health, so your innate ability, the Maul, does 1.5% of your current health, not your max health. So it's very important to stay high, because like at the moment he's getting 4.
Oh, sorry, super stacked.
Yeah, so the lanes have gotten much better for AU rejects this game than last match, which means the Dire's not going to have any momentum going into mid game at this rate.
Strikes me, as the time in the game that the Necro might need to start getting involved, because I'm worried. I know that it needs the farm to sort of start to have an impact. Goes that Undying. Gachi is here to play though, and it looks like the Dire team needs to run away because Gachi is hungry. He is a big, fat, juicy bear, and he finds Johnny just like that. The Zeus is enough to wrap that kill for him.
Hopefully they don't like have a triple lane stomp into a 20-minute match. I'm expecting some good, healthy Dota here, some good team fights. I don't know, maybe just Brawlhalla. Something everyone can enjoy.
This game.
He's stomping them.
Tiny out of position and gets caught by Gachi as well.
Jeez. Slaughter Gang can...
And Aftershock. And there was some interaction there that would permanently lock people into a stun. So hopefully they don't pick a punch and we don't see that sort of action. Hey, Troll comes out.
A good matchup and a good start to his game.
This Necro though, I'm looking at these last hits. I mean, he's going to have a good lane regardless, but he is accelerating at this point.
Yeah. Dire whatsoever. I mean, Morphling did get his Lincolns, but the Dagon unironically also breaks that as well. Meanwhile, Ursa's going to have BKB.
Charge in on Honcho. Alright, tell me.
So a lot of these high, what they call high IQ players are actually pretending. If they can't play 100-0 combo, they suck ass. And count it in a row, and then you're relying on your mid laner to go penultimate last and win you the game. But the Troll pick's really good. Like, even though Necro is considered a counter, you can buy Ags on Troll, you have so many tools.
Sea Salt's confusing. Oh! And Huncho goes on the Undying. He steps out of position and he goes down as well. This game is pretty active, isn't it? There are kills going on all over the map.
Ceaseless Dirge did act.
Do you want to talk to just talk to Sadist for me for a second? Why we've seen a resurgence in Necro?
Sadist. Oh, right. Okay. So the Profane Potent
saves out. He can't, and all of a sudden Johnny is caught out of position and dead once again. Tombstone keeps.
He has 100 HP and he gets in the Tombstone.
Yep. Keeps that Spirit Breaker alive.
Oh my god. That's level 18 on Axe now. That's a 475 damage call.
And 21 coats of blood. They're looking for Morphling. The IO. Now Tiny, Gubala, Gachi. You guys need to be a little bit careful because there is an entire Dire team right on top of you. But he does once again get the scythe off onto the Troll. Camps and build up that triangle. But the thing is, everyone knows he's going to be doing that, and so they're going to block his camps. As a 5, this hero just does
continue to play. If the Sand King ever gets to Ags, he has Shivas already. Yeah, they're going to have so much trouble playing into it. They only have one BKB across their entire team. Obviously, Zeus is never going to buy it, but they need more players to be able to get
back out.
Very early BKB.
Very early BKB. Very
Tiny sports. Oh my god. Did you see it?
Yeah, Tiny caught by the Spirit Breaker.
As well as with the facets, we had like the most notable ones. We actually have an attack IO with the Kritzkrieg. We also have the Ricochet 2 on the Snap. Mars response probably for Johnny Sins.
So these guys have done their
D3.
research on each other then. What I
Yeah.
saw then was an Io pick. Obviously, Io, one of my favorite heroes, one of the best